to listen to me whine about nothing and everything all at once.
Hi, I'm Victoria.
And I'm Alex.
And we're here to talk to you today about the iHeartRadio Festival this year in Las Vegas. It was a hit. Green Day, Jason Aldean, Lil Wayne, Rihanna, Swedish House Mafia, Miranda Lambert, No Doubt, Bon Jovi, Usher, and Megan and Liz took the stage the first day of the festival, September 21st, followed by Aerosmith, Brad Paisley, Deadmau5, Linkin Park, Mary J. Blige, Calvin Harris, Enrique Iglesias, Pink, Pitbull, Taylor Swift, the second day of the festival, September 22nd.
If you ask me, many spontaneous and exciting things happened while on stage at this year's iHeartRadio Festival. Flava Flav mistook Miley Cyrus for Gwen Stefani while bumping into her backstage. I could definitely see why. Both have the rock star style, and I'm sure you all already know about Miley Cyrus's new haircut.
The arena screamed when Prince surprised Mary J. Blige on stage and helps her out by playing the guitar while Mary performed the song Sweet Thing by Shaka Khan and Rufus. Soon after, Prince whispered in Mary's ear, and the couple started singing the hit song by Prince, Nothing Compares to You. The audience's applause was endless after the two superstars did their duet.
More exciting events took place in Las Vegas the weekend of the iHeartRadio Festival, such as Enrique Iglesias planting a kiss on one of his fans' cheek as he whispered, "What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas." And Pink joined Gwen Stefani for stage for one of No Doubt's favorites, I'm Just a Girl. Supposedly, the two ladies put on an awesome show together.
Last but not least, the band that's been around since the late 80s, yes, Green Day, most definitely caught the audience's attentions over any other performers the entire weekend at the iHeartRadio show. Billy Joe Armstrong freaks out on stage, breaks his guitar, and insults Justin Bieber when he realizes his performance time was being cut short. Let's take a look at Billy Joe's freak out.
Kidding me? What the I'm not Justin Bieber, you mother. You gotta be joking. It's a joke. I got 1 minute left. Oh, now I got nothing left. Now I got nothing left. Let me show you what 1 minute. God love you all. We'll be back.
Now that's what I call rock and roll.
To listen to me whine about nothing and everything all at once.
Hi, my name is Alex Millerin.
And I'm Brooke Wilson, and we're here from cstv Movie Reviews.
Today we will be talking to you about The Avengers since it just came out last Tuesday. What did you think of it?
Oh my gosh, I went to the midnight review or preview of The Avengers, and honestly, like, I didn't think there was going to be a better superhero movie after I watched it because it was that good.
I agree, it was amazing.
Like, had everything. It had action, had all the superheroes, and you have to see like all the individual superheroes movies before you see that one. And it was funny too. It was like a comedy mixed with an action movie, and I loved it. It's probably one of my favorite movies now.
It was definitely the best superhero movie of all time. Personally, my favorite was Captain America.
Oh, Captain America's my favorite too. Yeah. I don't know why. It's like the timepiece story of his, and then everything mixed together. But yeah, he's definitely my favorite Avenger.
I think what I like the most about him is the fact that he started off as this really weak, scrawny guy. Really, nobody thought anything of him, and then he managed to make himself into this full-on hero.
Yeah, he's like the common man turned into the hero. Yeah. And then everybody else was good too, like Tony Stark. We had Robert Downey Jr. He's always good as Iron Man. And then with the Hulk, when I first saw the Hulk with Edward Norton, I thought it was great. And then coming into it with the new actor, I liked him even better.
Yeah, Mark Ruffalo. Mm-hmm. He did a great job. I agree with you. Edward Norton was fantastic, but Mark Ruffalo really did the part justice.
I thought he was more the Hulk than Edward Norton was. Yeah. So they turned out really well.
And then, of course, you had Jeremy Renner as Hawkeye.
Yes, Hawkeye.
And Scarlett Johansson as Black Widow.
Scarlett Johansson, she was fantastic. I mean, the best Black Widow that any actress could have been, I think. She
Oh, yeah.
played it the best.
She had to lose some weight for that role.
She did. She looked fantastic anyway. She didn't need to lose anything.
Yeah, but she had to fit into that leather suit.
Yeah. And her in her cat suit. And then Loki, of course, with Tom Hiddleston. That was the first time I actually ever seen Tom Hiddleston, and I started to watch more movies with him after seeing it because he's such a great actor, especially in Thor too. And I liked having him as the villain. He played it really well.
Oh yeah, Thor. Well, Thor was obviously amazing. The God of Thunder.
Yeah.
You know, I saw his movie and he did a great job.
Chris Hemsworth, always good.
Yeah.
And
I have seen Tom Hiddleston in other films, but I thought his portrayal as the villain was phenomenal.
yeah, him playing a villain, I think it's a right role for him. Like he can, I don't know what the aspects of it are, but he can really pull it out.
Yeah. One of my favorite parts actually was when the Hulk beat him up.
Yes. That's another part of the comedy too, is like I was laughing almost the entire way through with the movie, and even though it was serious, it was action, it was so funny. Like some of the lines were so just, you had to keep repeating them.
Of course. I totally agree. I mean, you had to have a side of humor with that action,
Yeah.
especially when you have Robert Downey Jr. there.
Yeah, of course with Robert Downey Jr.
He had most of the humor.
But yeah, the Avengers was so good. And then it came out in May, right?
Yes.
Very beginning of summer. And then all throughout the summer, we have superhero movie after superhero movie, like The Amazing Spider-Man.
Ah, The Amazing Spider-Man. Loved it.
You loved it? I didn't love it that much. I personally preferred the original Spider-Man over The Amazing Spider-Man.
Well, I respect that. You know, because, you know, he's your first Spider-Man, so he's kind of imprinted in your mind.
Yeah, that's like how I saw him, kind of.
But I got some friends who love the comic books, so they kind of brainwashed me into thinking that Andrew Garfield was better.
I thought he did a great job acting, and the graphics of everything I thought was really great. The action scenes, really impressive. But I don't know what it was, and I didn't think I thought I was gonna like The Amazing Spider-Man better too, because everything's newer, and I don't know, Tobey Maguire, he's an okay actor, but I personally really like the originals.
Well, I liked how they developed the character, how they didn't really thrust him into Spider-Man, how they kind of took their time, you know, made sure we knew
Introduced
exactly
him.
who he was, what kind
Yeah.
of personality he has before and after his transformation. And I like the Lizard.
The Lizard, he freaked me out kind of. I don't know. Like, I really liked Green Goblin and the other villains, but it was cool to see a new one because I've never read the comic books and I don't know too much on Spider-Man, but seeing the Lizard, I don't know, thought it was really cool
Yeah.
how he came about.
It makes sense that they would wait till now to bring him in because the graphics are now right for it.
Yeah, it wouldn't have looked right if you had it, was it like 2001, too?
Yeah.
When the first ones came out, so they definitely did a good job waiting for that.
I agree.
What
What was his name? Rice Ifans.
Rex. Oh, yeah, as the actor
Yeah.
for the Lizard. I thought he did a good job, too. I'd never seen him before, or I probably have, and he looked familiar, but I thought he played him really well.
I have seen him in one other role. He played Xenophilius Lovegood in the Harry Potter films. But in there,
Oh, yeah, he did.
he was a weak old man in there.
Yeah,
And
so now
yeah.
the power came out with him. But what did you think of them starting a new series of Spider-Man so close to the original?
Well, I don't think it's really that close. I mean, the last one was in, I think it was 2007. So it's been 5 years. And plus, it's an entire different universe of Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's true, too.
A whole different storyline. So I think it was an appropriate amount of time.
It wasn't like a remake or anything.
Yeah.
As many people saw it that way, though, I think, but it was totally different. Not at all like the first Spider-Man.
I agree. Well, speaking of remakes, they had the end to the remake of Batman.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I was so excited this summer to see the finale of the trilogy for Batman, especially with Christopher Nolan. Oh, he directed those movies so well, and I was so excited to see the last one.
Yeah. I loved it. I saw it twice.
I saw it twice too. It's one of those movies you have to see twice.
Yeah, because there are things that you miss, and then you have to go back just to make sure you get all the pieces together.
And I didn't think I was going to like it either as much because The Dark Knight was so incredible with Heath Ledger, and the performance of all the actors was so great that I didn't think they were going to be able to top it. But once they did, like, it was just blown out of the water. So good.
For The Dark Knight Rises, they stole half the cast of Inception.
They I actually noticed that as I was watching it with Joseph Gordon-Levitt. You had Cillian Murphy, Marion Cotillard, I think her name is, and all of them. They just Tom Hardy. Oh, Tom Hardy was so different. Like the transformation he made to be
He had to put on a lot of weight.
He did. He bulked up seriously, but it was definitely worth it because he played him incredibly well. But yeah, a lot of Inception was there, and Inception was a great movie too. So I guess they stole some of the magic of the cast and kind of put it into Batman.
Christopher Nolan, he transferred his actors, and he did it in a good way, though.
He did do it in a good way, and especially with Joseph Gordon-Levitt, like as he was coming up, now that he's Robin, I don't know where they're really going with the Batman movies.
I did hear that they're gonna remake it,
They're gonna remake.
possibly into Nightwing.
Ah, so it won't be really Batman because Christopher Nolan's not doing anymore, and what's his name? Christian Bale. He said he's done being Batman. So
Well, he's done 3.
yeah. But
So Anne Hathaway as
Yeah.
Catwoman.
do you think she'll be in the newer movies or?
Hard to say. I'd like her to be.
Yeah, she did a good job too. She looked good in the Catwoman suit too. All these females this summer in their skin tight suits.
Yeah.
They
I
all
mean, the
look
guys
good.
really liked her.
Yeah. But she did a great job too. I know some people gave her a hard time for being Catwoman because they always see her as the innocent Princess Diaries little girl, but she definitely she grew up, pulled it out, and she became Catwoman.
To those people who only see her as the princess, I think they need to get over that.
Yeah, they need to
It's
see
been a
her
long
as
time.
Catwoman because that's her role now.
Yeah.
But
She's really expanded off of that, and I think it's not fair to hold her to that one role she did like a decade ago.
yeah, it's like her first movie, and now she's done I don't know how many, but
Exactly.
she's definitely making her way as a Hollywood actor.
But yeah, definitely a huge summer for the superheroes.
Yes, a very successful one too.
Yeah, next year they got Iron Man 3 and Thor 2.
Yeah, all the ending credits, you see all these new sequels coming out for new superhero movies, so there'll definitely be a lot more.
Yep.
But until then, we can't wait to see them.
Yep. So I guess that's it.
Yeah, keep watching for next week, and we will be critiquing more of our movies.
What's up, Cortland hip hop heads? You're kicking it tonight with Coop. We're going to take a little dip into the world of hip hop for the night. First off, I'd like to give a shout out to Bone Thugs and Harmony, who had the track that you just heard on the intro, First of the Month, seeing as we are bringing the new month. Happy October, everybody. So on that note, let's get into hip hop names and faces of celebrities whose birthday it is this coming week, the opening week of October. First off, the late Proof of D12 and a very close friend of Eminem would be celebrating his 39th birthday tomorrow, October 2nd. Rest in peace to Proof. On a side note, for R&B fans, Freddie Jackson would also be celebrating his birthday tomorrow, October 2nd. India.Arie and Talib Kweli will be celebrating their birthdays, along with Black Thought from The Roots and world-renowned DJ Tim Westwood from BBC Radio on October 3rd. Lil Mama closes out the birthday week with a birthday celebration on October 4th. Other artists excited about the first week in October include DJ Drama, who will be releasing his 4th studio album, Street Quality Music, on October 2nd. The album includes the singles My Moment, that include features from Meek Mill and Jeremiah. Also, the album features Fabulous, T.I., Young Jeezy, and 2 Chainz. Also releasing an album on October 2nd is former member of Mobb Deep, Prodigy, who split up after a beef with fellow member Havoc from Mobb Deep. His album, called the Bumpy Johnson album, will also be released on October 2nd. Now on to music reviews for current music. Lupe Fiasco recently released Food and Liquor 2, The Great American Rap Album Part 1, this past week. The album's gotten great reviews, and he even created a buzz when the conscious rapper said that this would be his last studio album after a Twitter beef with fellow Chicago rapper Chief Keef. Hopefully, this isn't his last album. To close out the month of September, Big Sean's mixtape climbed to the top mixtape downloaded for the month of September, followed shortly behind by Lil Wayne's Dedication 4 and Waka Flocka's Salute Me or Shoot Me. In hip-hop news, Jay-Z is currently in the middle of his week-long opening of the Barclays Center, performing shows each night, with the ending show being October 6th. The opening night, he performed over 24 songs, which is a lot of songs for an artist to be performing. I've heard nothing but good reviews about this show, including dedications to the late Notorious B.I.G., and rumors have circulated that a hologram of Biggie Smalls will be joining Jay-Z on stage. In other news, a lot of you might have heard about the altercation at the BET Awards filming this past weekend. Members of Rick Ross's camp allegedly got in an altercation with members of Young Jeezy's camp backstage, and the altercation made its way into the parking lot where alleged gunshot was let off. Police deaded those rumors and said that there was no gunfire and no arrest, and hopefully those two can come to a conclusion soon enough. Also linked to the BET Awards, BET President Stephen Hill took to Twitter offering Outkast members Big Boy and Andre 3000 $3,000 apiece to reunite and perform at the BET Awards. It's been a couple years since these two released songs together as Outkast, and Stephen Hill claims that $3,000 apiece is more than Lorne Michaels offered the Beatles to reunite on Saturday Night Live. So to him, it's a sweet deal. And that's all I have for you guys today. Thanks for kicking it with me tonight, and I'll see you guys next week.
Hi, I'm Ryan with TV Review for cstv. Most of the fall TV shows have started up again, but two of my favorites, 30 Rock and The Office, won't return after this season. So last week I started my search for some new shows. My first choice was The Mindy Project. I'm not keen on the title, so I was worried that I wouldn't like it, but I loved Mindy Kaling as a writer for The Office. She wrote my favorite episode, The Dundies. Her book, Is Everyone Hanging Out Without Me, is one of the best celebrity memoirs I've read, so I had to tune in, and I'm glad I did. Kaling stars in her creation as Mindy Lahiri, a snarky gynecologist. She puts herself into the character. She mentions in her book that she wanted to write romantic comedies. She shares her rom-com obsession with the character. We meet the lovelorn Mindy with love at first sight for a fellow doctor. They run into each other at an elevator, and the elevator breaks. Mindy's voiceover is excited for her romantic comedy moment is happening, but the love doesn't last. The show cuts to Mindy drunk at her ex's wedding. She gives a speech and talks about their sex life. Mindy flees the wedding on a bike and ends up crashing into an in-ground pool before the police show up to arrest her. Mindy hallucinates a conversation with a Barbie doll at the bottom of the pool, who brags that even she has a boyfriend. The show circles Mindy's struggle to find her romantic comedy love while maintaining her career. She finds herself falling into the arms of her British coworker. After meeting with a patient without insurance, she asks her receptionist if she can get more white people to come in so they can pay. The receptionist asks if she should write it down. Mindy says no, but yes, more white people. Mindy is blunt even on dates. She mentions her date's background, and when he says that he didn't tell her, she says to him, "I looked it up online, okay?" Mindy is trying not to sleep around, but ends up at the end of the episode with her British hookup in her apartment. Fox seems to have it with new sitcoms this year. Ben and Kate surprised me. With another issue with the title, I assumed that the show was about newlyweds, but it's actually about a brother and sister. Ben stays childish while Kate had to grow up too fast. She had a baby. I'm not sure if... it may be... Ben's friend Tommy seems to be in love with Kate. She's not having it. When Kate mentions her fat phase, Tommy calls it her hot phase. Kate's friend, appropriately named BJ, is my favorite. She is obnoxious, and I love obnoxious people. She gives Kate's daughter a makeover to distract from her, quote, bad features. We find out that Ben is really in town to stop his ex's wedding, but when he finds out that Kate's boyfriend is seeing someone else, he turns the car around, in the most awkwardly long three-point turn, to let Kate know before she sleeps with him for the first time. Ben helps Kate and fails to end the wedding, but in the end, he decides to stay and help his sister raise Maddie. I'm usually a big fan of Glee, but this week's episode annoyed me. I know that it's not supposed to be realistic, but this episode seemed to be a bit much. The show opens with Blaine signing up for every club from Dungeons and Dragons to the Superhero Sidekick Club. The song ends with Blaine running for senior class president, and Brittany, last year's president, is pissed. Meanwhile in New York, which is my least favorite part of the show, Kurt decides that he is going to apply at Vogue.com as an intern while he reapplies to NIADA. And even though he isn't enrolled in college, he had no experience, he gets the job because the editor, played by Sarah Jessica Parker, likes that he's from Ohio and that he's wearing a hippo brooch. So he gets the job. But I'm not even sure how he got an interview. Back at McKinley High, there are vice presidents this year, even though there weren't last year. Brittany takes Artie to, quote, bridge the gap between humans and robots. Sam convinces Blaine to take him as VP because he was once poor and isn't gay. Last year, Brittany won because she gave out pixie sticks, but apparently this year the issues matter. Blaine and Kurt have trouble keeping in touch. Kurt is consumed in his new life at Vogue. Back in New York, Kurt decides that Rachel needs a makeover, so they break into Vogue. Sarah Jessica Parker's character finds them, but it's okay because it's for a makeover. This would never happen. He would be fired and maybe arrested. But instead, they all sing and shoot a video. Back at the school, the candidates for class president, right before the debate, Blaine takes off his bow tie because Sam thinks it makes him look stuck up. Artie just talks forever about nothing, and Sam tears off his shirt because he isn't ashamed that he was once a stripper. I'm pretty sure it's in Cord Overstreet's contract that he must be shirtless almost every episode. Brittany says she loves the school and wants no weekends and no summer. Blaine gives a speech about teachers and the issues, but I'm still confused. Why is he trying? No one at the school even seems to care. Kurt finds out that the video he shot with Rachel would be used on Vogue.com, but reshot. But yay, he's gonna get credit. Blaine calls Kurt to let him know about his win at McKinley, but Kurt ignores the call to talk with Sarah Jessica Parker and the Vogue people. Blaine and Sam are celebrating at Breadsticks. Artie says that taking off the bow tie was Blaine's game changer. Sam says something about Blaine being his gay bro, which was kind of cute. Back in New York, Rachel's new crush, Brody, likes her makeover, but as they go to kiss, Finn shows up at the door. The episode felt like a waste of my time. It seems to only justify the couples breaking up, which I'm assuming will happen next episode. Until next week, I'm Ryan for CSTV's TV Review.